there was a stain coming through the ceiling, and so we did this the standard thing: draw a line around it and see what happens, and it got bigger. So we were like, okay, so we need to do something about it now. So the first thing we did was cut the ceiling out downstairs because it's already damaged. We've got to repair it, replace it. Only a small section, we can patch it in. It's in the hallway. So that was our first port of call. We cut that out. What we found is a mass of 6 joists all bunched together, and then you can see 2 central heating pipes running right over the top. So straight away it's like, right, that's what it is. That's it. The joists were damp. There was a little wood louse coming out of there and everything. When they moved in, the bathroom had been fitted for quite a while. It was leaking everywhere. After, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year of living here, they decided to get the bathroom done, get it all ripped out, all brand new, and that will solve the problem. So that happened, and that was probably a good 18 months ago. That was done. They thought the problems had stopped. Everything was redecorated downstairs. Then this stain came back on the ceiling. So now it's like, well, the bathroom's been done, so it can't be that.
So you checked the silicone seal around there. You just had a look at that.
I had a quick look around there.
It looks all right.
It looked fine. You know, just a quick look at it, and it looked fine. Cool. Yeah, so we've got this up and it's bone dry. Well, the pipe work is anyway. It's bone dry. This piece of wall here, though, or the floor here,
just a little bit.
It's powdery, but you can feel. You know what it's like when you can feel something's a bit. Which is the other side of the bathroom's right here.
So we go back to the bathroom.
Back to the bathroom again.
So you don't reckon it's the pipes now?
No, pretty sure. I don't want to take another board up because these joists span from here to about here. They cross over each other. It's massive. I've poked a bit of tissue down there. It's dry. You'd know if. I mean, you can see how dry it is.
I can see you run a bit of water.
Yeah.
Didn't find anything?
We did.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you find?
It's leaking around the seal.
Even though it doesn't look like it?
Even though it looks fairly... When you get close up, you can see just a fraction.
Oh, okay, I can see it now, yeah. Now it comes, yeah. Oh, blimey. Yeah, it's raining.
And how long have we run that for? Maybe 20 seconds. So if you're having a shower for 5 minutes, if that happens 4 or 5 times a day.
I would have suspected the jacuzzi just because actually that all looks alright.
Yeah,
good rubber seals on those. They come pre-plumbed, these. That corner's dropped very slightly and it's pulled away from the silicone. You've got to have belt braces, and I usually no more leaks tape, but sometimes I just silicone the bath to the wall first. Because you've got this roll top, you've got a roll top on the other side, so there's going to be a little groove, isn't there, where that tile sits over. If that tile's turned real thick, it's only sitting right at the edge. So you might as well put a good wad of silicone in there, just when you put the bath in, like you say, and then just push it up.
Once we've sealed behind the tiles, tiled it, and we're doing a final seal around, it's quite surprising how many people don't actually know that you should fill about half a bath full of water.
Just sit it down.
Yeah, just it gives a bit of weight in there. Then you seal, and then when the silicone's gone off, you can run the bath away. Because if you don't do that, what will happen is you'll silicone it up and it'll all look lovely. 2 days later, someone's going to fill it up with water, get in it.
It's going to sink.
That's it. It's just a fraction of movement, but that can just pull that silicone seal apart.
That's what that is. That's probably 0.5 millimetre.
Yeah. That's all it is, and it's caused all this aggro and all these problems.
So now the other one that gets me is this shower screen. A number of times you get a little dribble
that corner.
Coming out of that corner. You can see here that they've got the seal sitting down nicely on it. So now you've taken the ceiling out.
It just looks so almost too obvious. You've got 2 pipes running right through there, right in the middle. That's the worst spot. It's the dampest part. You can feel the timber's damp.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's got to be that, 100% that. The bathroom's been redone. Yeah. It's got to be that. But
like you say, you looked at the seal. Well, you're not to blame for that. Blimey, how many joists do they need to go through? That must have. That's a very unusual thing to do.
Well, it's only stud work on top of there. Everything's stud work.
It's like normally they would put a bit of steel through there if they were going to do it, but 6 joists side to side. I've never seen that before.
No.
What's it sitting on here?
Stud.
Stud again. I'll tell you what I do like, by the way. The old electrics going through. You see where they've drilled through the bottom. When you put the screw back in.
Oh yeah, nice and close. Yeah, that's it. You have to use short screws on that one.
Innocently, you would just screw through, wouldn't you? And the funny thing is, they just go down at an angle. Those cables go through there, but where they arrive there, so somebody's obviously drilled that down at an angle, probably because they couldn't get the drill in.
To get through 6 joists.
I wouldn't give them a cut back to the sides.
Yeah, I'll cut back either side and I'll come back out a bit and then we'll patch a large section in. I won't plaster it. It's going to be an easy fill and then sand it down, get the Rotex on it. Nice finish. 3/8 board as well, 9.5mm.
So I brought my hose along, I was ready to drain down.
Never mind.
You disappointed me, James.
Well, you got away lightly. You can get home early now.
Countdown. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.